What's up, everybody? Welcome to the K-Pop Kimchi Podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I'm your host, Justin Chernow, with my co-host, Brian Limper. Hola.
What's up?
How are you?
Chilling.
Heck yeah, man.
It's kind of hot outside.
It is hot. It's been hot.
Yeah, we've been in the 90s here for a
It's
while.
been burning here in the old Midwest.
Yeah, I was going to say, Central Illinois. As I like to call it, the heat factory.
Dude, it really is, though. And looking at the forecast, it's like the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be pretty hot next week, too.
But, pretty nice, though, honestly.
Our lowest temp for next week is going to be Thursday. It's going to be 83.
Ooh.
We have to call that winter.
I know, right? From what it has been.
What I do know, though, is it's supposed to be real nice. Toronto, Canada.
Oh, yes.
That's what matters.
Gearing
That's where
up.
we're going.
It's almost game time, everyone. We're only a few days away, really, from the big trip.
And by that, I mean it's supposed to be 3 degrees cooler.
Oh, yeah.
It's 80.
Oh, yeah. Different up there in, Canada, though. It's a different kind of
But
80.
luckily, when we're there, it's supposed to be pretty nice. Hopefully it stays that way. It's supposed to be 74 and sunny.
Whoa. That's literally perfect.
And then Friday on the way home, it's going to be 73 and sunny.
That's perfect.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we're going to go see Perky again.
Yes, we are.
For the 3rd time in Canada, because it's the closest destination to us.
Easiest one we could go to.
Seems like we've been waiting forever, but it's finally here.
I know, it's crazy.
This time next week, we will be done with our trip.
It'll be over.
We'll be right here,
doing
the exact
this.
same spot, and we will be done with everything we've been waiting for.
Yep, pretty much. That's actually really crazy to think about.
Pretty sick, actually.
In 1 week, we'll be doing this.
We will literally be sitting here doing this exact same thing.
I will have seen ITZY and Purple Kiss in back-to-back days.
I keep forgetting to see ITZY. Yeah, we're going to go see ITZY. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. We will have recap episodes of that, hopefully. We're going to try to make a vlog. It worked one time when we tried to do it. We're going to try to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And if that fails, I guess we're just going to vlog us going to California in
Yeah, we pretty much
3 weeks.
We pretty much got to turn around from this, and then it's KCON time. It's pretty much a month apart.
Yep.
We got that squared away, got our tickets, got everything for that. Should be good.
Should be pretty fun.
Yeah, and then after that we have nothing. So incredible. It's gonna be a busy month.
Although the whole setup of KCON's kind of confusing. Don't know why we couldn't just have it all in the same place like last time, but whatever.
What do you mean?
Just it's a bunch of different stages, different things. You actually have to go to different places to see everything.
Yeah, it's
set up across the.
It's just
area.
it's like a different building. In the what's it called? Whatever the thing is, not convention center, but yeah, it's in a different building this year, or at least the convention part is. So we'll see. Hopefully we don't have a hurricane.
I was trying to go for the vibe, so I guess it doesn't really matter where everything is. I'm just gonna walk around and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a hurricane.
It's really crazy that we lived through it.
We did. We lived through the first hurricane to touch down in California in 85 years.
That was so dumb.
My grandma's 10 years old when that happened.
She remembers.
She probably doesn't. Well, she probably does if she was 10. If we were talking about a month ago, she definitely doesn't remember.
10, yes. A month ago, no.
Oh.
That's crazy, though. Hopefully it's nice this year. Yeah, we got everything pretty much squared away with that.
The real crazy thing to think about is, that was the first one in 85 years. If it happens again and we go back, they'll just be like, the first hurricane to touch in California since last year.
Since last year. Maybe it's just at that point our fault.
Yeah, honestly.
And it wasn't even that bad, but it was a hurricane.
It was not that bad.
It was a hurricane.
I mean, it was a hurricane for multiple days. There was an earthquake, but it was not bad enough for us to not walk 3 blocks at 2 in the morning to get some hibachi.
We did do that. I think at
Got a little wet.
That point, it was actually probably the hardest rain I remember. Which
and
was
then we woke up the next day and my friends at work were hitting me up like, "Are you gonna make it back to work? Do you need to take some more days off?" I'm sitting on a balcony watching planes take off. I think I'll be okay.
It was sunny. It was beautiful.
It was worse when we got back to St. Louis than it was.
Oh my gosh, that was worse than the whole hurricane. Most humid I've ever felt humidity in my life.
It was crazy. I can't even think about it.
The door was all the condensation when we're in the airport. We're like, wow, it must be kind of warm out there, and then it freaking.
Oh my gosh.
It was we had to walk up.
The beast.
We had to walk up a small hill to get to the car. I was gonna die.
I was literally huffing and puffing and sweating.
Oh, I was gonna die. It was so.
It melted
humid.
my ice cream. I paid $8 for out of the vending machine.
You know what? You did. That is 100% true.
My little concrete
Holy
mixer I bought.
crap! It was so humid. I
should have known it was gonna be bad when they're out of the first 2 flavors I wanted, so I had to settle for number 3.
Man,
It was still good though.
It was not ice cream weather because that heat was coming. That humidity
Dairy was a
coming.
bad idea.
At like 11 p.m. too.
Yeah, it was like super late.
It wasn't even like noon, high noon or something like that. 2 p.m. highest point of the day. But
no,
it was. It's crazy because that was like feels a long time ago, but it doesn't. And I was like, we got to do it all again here soon.
So yeah, it's almost exactly a year ago.
Pretty crazy. So.
But first up, we got to go see Purple Kiss in
more important.
Canada. So, got to get that out of the way before we do anything else. I keep forgetting. It's like, yeah, I got a bunch of other stuff I got to do. Then we got to go to California. Then we got to come back and go to Faves in Chicago.
Yeah. In a small month time, we'll be busy, and then after that, we won't be.
Got to save up. We're going to go on a big trip next year.
Yeah.
But
hoping so.
Yeah, I know. This week's Not What You Came For is going to be a super good one because today I was sitting at work and I was listening to like some of the albums I got saved on my like Spotify. Because I say all the time, listen to whole albums. So sometimes there's some that like the ones you click on, they like move to the top of the list. So the ones you listen to least, they like get pushed down, right? So sometimes I like to scroll to the bottom of the list and click one that I haven't listened to in a while, just because I saved it because I liked them. And the lucky album, band, group, whatever that I picked today was one of the best bands to ever come out of Europe, and that is Funeral for a Friend.
Okay.
Such a great band, really good like early emo band for anybody who doesn't know who that is. Also, one of the groups that I'm pretty sure in my lifetime I'll never get to see play live because they broke up a long time ago. Very sad. And if you want to go check out an awesome album by them, one of my favorite ones is called Casually Dressed in a Deep Conversation. It's got like these two people sitting on like a rock, back to back, like this sheet wrapped around their head. It's like very artistic looking for a very simple, nothing crazy is done for this photo. They just like set them up and they took the photo. Like, this is the album cover. But one of the best songs on that one, probably my favorite, song that they have, is called Rookie of the Year. Great song. Rookie of the Year is really good. Bullet Theory is really good. Gino, Escape Artists Never Die. Novella is also great. That's a really great album, really great group. And they are indeed from, I guess they're from Wales. So.
Oh, yeah.
Bridgeton, Wales. Yeah, Funeral for a Friend.
Indeed. Europe, indeed.
Yeah, check them out if you guys haven't. Listen to the clip I put in, and that's my recommendation.
Nice.
I love Funeral for a Friend. I really wish. They're the ultimate, Warped Tour group. I wish they would, still be a group. And by that, I mean Warped Tour doesn't exist, and it hasn't for years, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, it hasn't existed a long time.
Yeah, I know.
But, yeah, I don't really have anything. Just a classic me.
Nice.
I never prepare for a segment, but I don't listen to music that much, so.
It is true. You did say that before.
I really don't do that, but that's all I got.
I will
Moving
say
on.
One super fun fact for the day. For those of you who don't remember, a couple weeks ago, when Badge Wars started for Triple S, we had a random draft we did to see whose team would win with the most badges earned through all the members.
Oh, yeah.
And surprisingly, don't know how it's statistically possible, but we tied. So, nobody won. 58-58.
You know what's really crazy about that is you kept track after all the events, right?
Yeah.
We were pretty much tied after every event.
So,
it wasn't like you got up by a lot, I came up, it was like...
At the end,
boing, 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 boing,
if
boing,
Soyeon didn't win the Super Mega Badge,
yeah,
you would have won because it would have been 58-57, but because she got that,
she got
58-58.
She got that counts.
So...
She got, she won, she got every single badge in the whole show, and because she won, she got, the big gold badge that the winner gets, so that counts as...
Yeah, I'm saying
that's definitely
because of that we tied 58-58.
That's funny too, is because we made one transaction before it started, and it was you had Katone and I had Soyeon,
which is funny because that was the two main people.
So we were like, well, that's your main bias and one of my main biases, so we flipped them, and it's still the same result.
So if we never would have traded, you would have crushed me.
Wouldn't it have been the same?
No, because. The reason I won, or not won, I got 58.
Oh, it would have been a couple.
Because Soyeon had a lot
the extra
more,
one.
But you had a lot of people who had 6 or 7 points, and I didn't.
Okay.
So the one reason I won was because Soyeon had 12, including the Mega Badge, and Katone actually only had 7.
That's true. It's not badge for badge.
So if you never would have made a trade, you would have destroyed me.
The transaction.
Or you would have at least won by 5 points.
It made it very equal. Yeah, because it would have been the difference of those two then. Well, good stuff.
I know, right?
And that was all pretty much. Or we did pick, didn't we? Or no, we
did.
We random.
And I said I randomized the list. And I said you want odds or evens, and you picked odds. So you get every other person, and I got every other person.
Yep.
And then we'd make one trade, and then it'd be tied 58-58.
Yep. That was the one trade we made before anything started. So Badge Wars was really great, though. If you didn't watch it, go watch it.
I feel like there's probably gonna be some way to do it, but it's just so much work, and I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
But I just want to know, like, what are the statistic probabilities of that happening?
I don't know.
Like, there's so many members. So, like, if Soyeon didn't win the random badge for helping her carry water up the stairs, I would have lost.
Yeah, I know. Because if you didn't watch, they have their things where they get badges in the events, but there's always like sneaky badges that you win that you don't really know. It's like a competition. And one of them last year was like who finished their food first. And they didn't know, but they just gave them a badge because they did. But this one, there was like a girl going upstairs with some water bottle container things. And like whoever helped her that was kind of like the sneaky badge. I guess just for being a good Samaritan, but
I also got
Soyeon got that one.
The extra badge because Shinny decided to hog the badges.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Got two.
That's
so the
crazy.
people on your team didn't get them.
Yep. And Soyeon was the X-Man. So she got that badge.
So she got the extra badge.
Which I don't know who had Jiyoon. I was like, I guess those could have canceled each other out, but.
I did, so it wouldn't really matter on that one.
So you got both the X-Men.
But if Neon didn't, or not Neon, if Shinny didn't decide to take
canceled each
the
other
badge, then more people on your side would have got badges. You would have had more than me.
Dang it, Shinny. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that happened because there was a lot of badges that went around.
And a lot of randomness that happened.
Yeah.
And also when I mix the list up, I put them in like order 1 through 24, then I hit randomize before I even did the thing.
Right.
So it was completely random.
Yeah, it was just off your phone, so.
Or
a good battle.
I'm pretty sure I gave you the choice of having like the top 12 and the bottom 12 or just going to every other one.
Yeah.
So if you were to pick the top 12 and I got the bottom ones or whatever it was, would have been completely different.
Yeah.
But somehow...
Just this exact order with the one trade.
And the super badge, we tied 58-58.
That's really crazy.
So nobody won. I guess we'll wait till next season.
Yeah, we'll have to keep it going next season. We didn't really do one for the first season, but next year or next time, which it definitely seems like they're going to do another one because people love it, so... And I feel like it's not, I don't know. They only do like 4 episodes, so it's not
it's not like it's like, and if you watch the thing, it's literally like a day and a half. It's not like a whole week or anything.
Like they could definitely do more if they wanted to.
Like the first 3 episodes were one day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy actually. Yeah, because they sleep one time and wake up one time
for like 3 hours, and then they wake up and do something else.
And they got like run around or do whatever. But it's really fun. We gotta watch. There's like a behind the scenes video we're gonna watch whenever we get done with this. So go watch Badge Wars.
So there you go. I hope you guys put your bets down on who you thought was going to win, because neither of us did.
You get your money back. Push.
I know, it's so crazy.
That's really crazy.
Double it and give it to the next person. But we also finished up episode 10, I believe, this week.
Yeah, 10, you're right.
So we got 2 more weeks left.
We're almost there.
Of I-LAND. I feel like this has been going on forever.
It does.
Maybe it's because there was like multiple weeks in between when they're like doing the voting thing.
Yeah, that's true. When it was like became the live or like they had to like film more episodes.
Which I mean, I guess really isn't any different than a normal one because they still counted those as episodes.
Right.
They just didn't count towards like the canon of the show.
Sure.
So that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
but it feels like it's been going on forever.
I mean, we've been on like at least 10 weeks, 10 plus weeks now. So that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean, 12 episodes is 3 months.
And every episode almost has like the same exact format too, which I guess they all kind of do.
Also, every show does. So
like it's just like you get used to like the same thing, so it's like repetitive.
I don't want to be that guy, but after this, it might be time to watch like the first episode to see all the people be introduced, and then watch ones on YouTube that are just like small clips of like 10 minutes of the whole show.
Be like, okay.
Being like put out, so we don't have ourselves have to watch all of it.
Just guess from the first episode who's gonna make it.
It's just one of those things where after a while, I think we've said it before, but you just see the same thing over and over and over and over again. And how many shows have we watched now? It's been
a lot,
a large amount.
Yeah,
and we like watching like the girls perform and like
yeah, performances are great.
Becoming a team and doing whatever they're doing, but all the in between stuff just get kind of old after a while.
Yeah,
like the struggle. They're doing terrible. They're fighting over who's going to do what position. The interim check comes and everybody's doing really bad and they get like talked crap on by the judges or producers.
Yeah, like
They tell them what they need to fix. People cry.
Okay.
Sure. Then they go to the performance and everything's fine.
Guess what? Everyone does a really good job.
Like if you literally just go from them picking what they're doing or what teams are being in, assigning them to their team, skipping everything else and just going to the performances, you would not have missed anything.
No.
Like this was 2 hours and 15 minutes long. It could have been an hour at the most.
This was probably the longest one, I think.
I think last week's was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
It's just like
very specific time for 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just stuff that you know the outcome.
I mean, like, some people like that stuff. Like some of our friends, like Brett, likes that stuff.
Like, and I like it too to an extent, but it's just kind of you just want to get to the point of the actual like ratings and see how people do and the performances. So we did skip a little bit through some of the practice.
I'm one of those people. It's kind of like I don't really care how you got from point A to point B as long as you got there.
Yeah.
So as long as you got to the finished product, I'm like, wow, that was a great performance. I don't really care too much about what happened.
And also, like we've watched so many of them because you kind of want to watch it earlier on in the first while or whatever, so you can kind of like see who you like more than other people, right? Or like what they do and maybe their personality and stuff. But we kind of got that down now, so it's like, you know. I
feel like they skipped through more of the stuff at the beginning of the show than they did now. Like now they're like drawing it out.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think we praised it earlier for being like, oh, you know, they got into the performances real quick.
We didn't have a lot of
that's awesome. Now we have like 45 minutes of filler for each group.
And it just kind of gets frustrating seeing the complete like suck of just horrible. Like us going out there and trying to do something. And then it's like great. It's like okay.
Like we know it's going to be good.
Like we know these girls are so much better than this suck that we're seeing.
And we've also seen, like I said, so many of these shows.
Like we know they're way better
There's maybe 1 or 2 times ever they did not do good on stage after they did their performance thingies.
Yeah, I can't think of one time where the stage was like not good. Like
the most memorable is definitely when Gary botched that
there's
one
like
note
sometimes they like miss a note.
For like Red Velvet in their Produce 48 little performance thing.
And like in front of a crowd, when they're in front of the crowd, they like there's never like, you just never like, and I know it's supposed to be them getting better, but it's like they're so bad in the interim checks. They're like horrible.
Also, I will say the ones that we see, like that Red Velvet one, all the stages that I remember being bad were all like the very first ones, like the very first stages. After that, they were like flawless.
Yeah.
To the point where the judges are like, I don't even know who to pick because it was so good. Everybody
Right. And that's almost where it gets to, is because everyone is so good. You're like, I don't know. How is this person better than this person? I don't really know. Like, it is just kind of like the popularity contest in the end. So,
which we do know that's how it works. It doesn't matter how good you do during the show. If you're popular, the votes are going to let you win.
Just got to get the votes if they allow it.
That's one thing that's funny whenever they show the stuff like in this said like, oh, these are the new number 1 through 6 rankings. These are the top people. Because I'm like, you could be 12th. Well, I guess not. You could be 10th place after the next episode and still be number 1 at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if the votes if they allow the votes to be that much, then yeah, you can absolutely win. So we really don't have any idea, but
like just take Girls Planet for example.
Mm-hmm.
Completely flipped upside down.
Yeah, they change the rules of the voting almost like every week or like in the end of how it actually counted. Like they're the house and their house rules.
I mean, it's
like,
definitely made in favor of the Korean trainees to win every time, which I mean makes sense. It's a Korean show, K-pop show.
Sure,
but
I mean this episode is still good. We had good performances.
I thought all the performances were really good.
I liked how they actually got the teams together today.
Yeah, that was pretty legit. I like that.
Where they just had the rankings of the previous stage, and then they put the dancing one, like the different types of
they like had like different
parts,
setups,
the different parts,
and then the producers picked who was going to go against who or be in these groups. And the first one they revealed obviously was the one we've been waiting for.
Yeah,
and the team was the vocal unit. And that was Jungeun and Jiyoon.
Yeah, I mean, we finally, after weeks and weeks of tension and like built up just like this rivalry of them hating each other, we finally got that it was inevitable that they had to face off and like actually talk to each other, essentially.
Yeah,
like
be forced to talk
to each other. They had to figure something else, whether it would work or not. So we all knew that was eventually coming.
I wonder too, like, did the judges or producers know when they did that there was like this drama going on, or did they just literally just do it because
I mean,
They're the two best vocalists.
What I think is like, I don't, as far as like the judges, I don't know because, I mean, they probably know, but like with the script of the show and how it's being written and like the fakeness of it is like the WWE of it. Yeah. Yes, it is. Everyone knew that this was going to be the matchup, right? Like
I was really hoping, I knew it was going to happen, but I was really hoping for this pull like a curveball and it was going to be like Jiyoon versus like Soo-jung.
Like Yuri. Like
something random.
Yeah. Like she ducked her again somehow.
I don't know how she got away from that.
Because there's been kind of other chances that Jiyoon, like they've had chances to go up against, but it's like been a choice. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So this one, it literally was like, the judges are picking this, you're going against each other.
And then the next one was the like rap dance unit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was...
It was like a rap unit, but there was so much dancing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Which is, first off, it's very weird because this was like a whole very, very large part of last week's episode.
Yeah.
When they were complaining about, is it more important to rap good or dance good? And then somehow both of the people that were involved in that little
there you go.
kerfuffle both got handpicked to do this one, which was Yuju and Coco.
Yep.
Like, what are the chances of that?
It's just, again, the
there's
writing
so
of the show.
You could have picked to do that.
The writing of the show is just, they have to keep the storyline going. It literally is wrestling.
It really is just WrestleMania. It came to WrestleMania.
It's wrestling, and you have to have the big matchups that have been going against each other.
And next we're going to go to SummerSlam.
Like, exactly. So, that was... what was the first song? Oh, it was the Beyonce song, If I Were a Boy. That was the vocal one.
Yeah, that was the vocal one, which I think is weird. Why? I mean,
there's like always a random...
Why would you pick an English song for Korean people to sing?
I don't know. They always do. There was always like the random English song they throw in there.
I just don't understand that, because that was like the only one they had.
Yeah, and then...
the dance one was CL, Spicy.
That was like the rapping dance
one. Or rap dance one, yeah. Because then there was an actual dance one.
Yeah, there was the dance team.
And that was...
Money
by Lisa, which is awesome.
Which we were really excited about.
But that was Sabi, Jimin, Soo-jung, Juwon, and Mei.
Yep.
And then we got...
You said Jimin, yeah, you're right. That was them.
The third group, which was like all-arounders. Which
Yep, that was the term, was all-rounders.
And their song was awesome because it was Four Walls by FX.
Yep.
A very not used song ever on any of these shows, so that's kind of sick to see.
That was cool.
And that was the remaining three people, Sarang, Gyuri, and Fuko.
Yep. They were the all-rounders. And this worked how the higher person from the previous ranking got to kind of be the leader and pick the parts. So that was nice too, because we didn't have any like debates or like head-to-head of like, okay, you sing it, now I sing it. It literally was like, I want part one. And then the next person down the line of ranking would pick the next part. So that got figured out pretty quickly, which was nice. And there's no arguing that because you were ranked higher or lower. So you just got whatever part you got. So that was good. That was very good.
But then after that, we got the kind of behind the scenes of people practicing and doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, really. Jungeun and Jiyoon didn't really want to be together. They kind of split up and went to different rooms and practiced.
Yeah.
It was super awkward. They just didn't talk to each other.
It was just, in the first part, it was, I guess before the interim check, it was, they weren't really around each other. Still, the tension was high. Everyone else just...
There's a lot of, like, weird...
Everyone else was...
Video cuts and...
Yeah, there was so much, like, zoom in of old shots in the show of, like, weird side-eye Jungeun.
Like, I mean, they, like, zoom in so hard.
Like, it's, like, so blurry.
It's, like, blurry.
And they're like, look at this look. And I'm like, are we even looking at her? I can't even see anymore. So blurry. I'm trying to think. It pretty much was just everyone else practicing.
Yeah, because the all-arounders really wasn't a huge thing.
We watched all this part.
We watched, like, a good
It's pretty much like the second practice when we kind of skipped through.
Usually they don't show multiple practice things. They did a bunch of it. I don't understand why. They could have shown like the first one and been done with it.
They did.
Or showed the second part and been done with it. I don't get it.
Before the interim check practice we watched, they did have their little kind of workout time though. That was different.
Oh, I forgot all about that. See, Unsil from Physical 100.
Oh yeah.
The wrestler girl. She's awesome. She literally came and put him through boot camp. But it basically means they made her do like burpees and run.
Yeah.
And Jimin almost died.
She came out of the woods and
she really did like a lumberjack.
Literally just like in the woods because they all went outside and were happy. They're like, it's nice. We're going to have a fun day, blah, blah, blah. Nope. They had to work out.
And the only thing they really learned about that is that some of the girls
And then they did
are not
flexibility.
meant for physical activity, and Jimin's very flexible.
Yeah, Jimin was flexible, but not good at doing exercising at all. She like really was struggling. Sabi was not very good either.
I think the only thing that we really learned from this, well, the first practice stuff, is that Jimin and Sabi were both very awkward and uncomfortable trying to do hip-hop dancing.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the whole beginning part.
Yeah, Lisa, that Money was like not an ideal song for them to kind of do.
And then we kind of got into the interim check, and honestly, the only thing you can really say was that it was garbage.
They were all bad.
Everyone was terrible.
Except for Coco and Yuju, they did good.
Who kind of got praised for doing good at what they were doing, understanding the assignment basically.
They
like everyone else, shit on by the judges.
Shit on.
They're like really mean to him.
They're like, I watched this performance, and like became depressed. It's just
like legit.
Like there's no like building up with constructive criticism here. It's just mean.
They were just not happy.
They're
with him.
mean.
But luckily, Yuju and Coco came in and saved the day because Coco is the world's hottest player right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yuju's my favorite person in the show, but it's just a really hard matchup to go against Coco because she's been the hot hand here for like the last 3 weeks, and she's been rising like unstoppable for a while now. So I was like, that's a tough matchup. But they both did really good at the interim check, and the judges praised them. You know it's bad when they're, good standing there, and then you as like a loser on the other teams, and they're like, what did this team do good? And you have to like sit over there and answer because they're like trying to make you feel worse about yourself. Like, they understood the assignment. I was like,
what did the one girl say? The one producer lady, she was like super mean. She was like, when we first started this, I definitely felt like nobody even cared that we were here and tried to do good. Yeah. But they saved it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It was funny when they like went back to their like respective training areas, and like Coco's first compliment was like, we got compliments. I was like, there you go. That's so confident now, so confident. So yeah, everyone else sucked. It was horrible. I don't know. Jiyoon wasn't very good.
Jiyoon and Jungeun forgot the lines to the song.
Yeah, that was like, I was like, okay, this show is even more fake because like they like didn't know the words. I was like, what? And a vocal thing is you got to be, a great vocalist, sure. But that's like what you're doing is like standing there and singing. You got to know the words. You're not dancing. There's no hip hop dance break. You like got to stand there.
And the other thing is the song's split between both of them.
You got to stand there.
So you only got to remember half the lines.
Like, that was like almost like laughably awkward because they're just standing there with the mic like, and then like they didn't know the words, and I was agree with the judges, and they're like, what did you even do? Like, what did you practice? Like, they were really bad, and it's kind of weird because Jungeun's not been great at any interim check, but usually Jiyoon's okay, kind of, but they were both bad for that.
Honestly, most of the time all the interim checks are kind of terrible.
They're just horrible. Like the dance one was bad.
Apparently, the way the show makes it seem, they have 5 hours before the interim check, and then they have 37 days afterwards
to make it
happen.
Which, I mean, I think that's really how it's set up because there's, like, no possible way they'll be, like...
You guys got 20 minutes to prepare yourselves.
But, like, for the show, they essentially need them to be terrible for the interim check because it wouldn't be interesting if they were, like, all great, like, from right on, because what would the point of the rest of the show be where... Like, why would you even need the show and practicing anymore if they were already good? So, they, like, need them to suck. What was the other? Oh, the all-around one was not good either.
Yeah, nobody was really good.
They're all except like Fuko and Coco were good. Or not Fuko. Yuju and Coco were good. That one was good.
So after that, we actually got into our performances, and the first one to go was the all-around group.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they were the ones that were doing the FX one, and let me tell you, their stage setup was wild.
It was
like under the sea. They had like a clam they were sitting in. Like,
a lot of these, especially this one, was better than a lot of stages you see like now for music shows for groups. So
I'm pretty sure Purple Kiss was going out there for BXX and didn't even have any props. It was
just I know.
A stage with a video in the background.
They had a dream and a freaking screen in the back.
Pretty much, they were us recording our reaction videos.
Honestly, but
no,
theirs was really good.
They did really good. Everyone was super good. My biggest gripe about that is that the judges are just so biased towards the people that you're supposed to like.
It's horrible.
It's like not even funny.
It's horrible. It's so obvious. I hate all the judges.
Like we talked about
Tang,
it
I love
before,
you, but I hate you.
But like
I hate him.
Gyuri has done consistently good.
Yeah.
Every single stage she's done, like consistently good.
Yeah.
Like if you were just going based off what the producers thought of people performing, she'd probably be like one of the top 5 people, like
Top
every
5.
single time. Not even
I'd say
6,
top 5.
like top 5,
Top
right?
5, yeah.
She always goes out there, kills it, doesn't complain, just takes her part and does what she's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Fuko, there's a little more expectations on her because she's like one of the top people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Sarong is like one of those people that I don't know if they just want you to like her or they want to like her, but every single time she does anything wrong, they just don't care.
They just like
They don't care at all.
they like praise her for not letting it mess up the rest of the performance and like powering through. They're like, that is growing and like getting better, is having a mistake and learning how to work past it.
Look, we're hoping to
like,
continue to keep moving forward and learning.
Are you kidding me? If this is like Jungeun or Soojung
or Yuju or
like,
anybody,
you were like, I have no idea what you were doing out there. That was a disgrace to the rest of your team, and to me, it hurt to watch.
like, do you even want to be an idol? Do you even care enough to practice?
They're so mean to some people, and they're so forgiving to other people. It's dumb. And Sarang is one of those people because she very noticeably had a mistake, a vocal mistake in that song. And yeah,
the best
you're right.
part is the judges even called it out, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay. Hopefully, she learns from this and does better in the future."
Like, I was just so proud of you for moving past it, and I'm like, you never have constructive criticism for some people.
I mean, honestly, nothing in Sarang. I like her. She's
yeah,
cool.
she's good.
She does good.
She's just
she has
good.
a lot of potential to be a good idol.
No hate on her.
But it's like the judges are trying to protect certain people so much. It's like ridiculous.
It's just so obvious, and that's really what's been frustrating about the show for a while now. It's like, okay, we get it.
It's like not even subtle at this point. Like I can tell you right now, these 4 people that are going to be in the final lineup based off what the judges have to pick.
It's just ridiculous.
Also, here's the best part about it. I talked about like how it's finally going to come down to votes to see who's going to be in the group. The thing is, it doesn't matter what anybody votes for because they can just rig it and put whoever they want.
Yeah, which I mean, it's already like,
and you have no idea.
Well, we were talking about it today, which I mean, I guess, but like when seeing rankings come out and stuff after these, like, it's why are people even competing anymore in this show? They're in the group. Take them out because it's not fair for them to go against other people who are actually trying to fight for that 6th spot when they are a top 2 person, top 3 person guaranteed. Like, they're going to make it. You're going to be the number 2, like, or the first offensive lineman off the board in the NFL draft. You don't need to play in the bowl game.
Yeah, you don't need to combine.
Unless you're going to the playoff, you don't need to go to the Sun Bowl. There's no reason. Sit that out. You're fine.
Tostitos, Chick-fil-A, Texas.
I'm saying. It's just
showdown.
It's just like not. It's almost like not fair because they put it up against people who are like battling their hearts out to try and make this, and it's like, well, this person has the backing of the crowd, has the backing of the company, has the backing of all the freaking dumb judges. Like,
hey, I will say the one time I remember saying this, like we were talking about it, I think you said it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Was during Boys Planet when I called out Hanbin for getting all the center parts. I'm like, dude, you're like number 1. Like, you don't need the center position. Like, this is dumb. Like, why? Just give it to Jay, right? Like, you made him sub-vocal 9.
He did do Jay Bo.
And then he did do the center position, and he, like, lost and ended up getting 2nd place.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe he did need the center position.
Yeah. But at least, like, we knew he was going to make it.
True.
Like, you're like, there's no way Hanbin was going to fall out to not make
it. It was just really funny.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, he doesn't need to do this. Like, just let Jay do it. Like, come on.
He did it.
Clearly, he did need it.
He really did it, like, the whole freaking show. But good for Zhang Hao. But, yeah, that was... I mean, you knew Hanbin was going to make it. Like, get him out of there. He doesn't need to compete anymore. It's... I don't know. And I know that's not ever going to actually be a thing. But it's just... Watching
that's what was kind of cool with, like, you said before, like, Universe Ticket. Because they had the little letter.
The level
like the little level step thing, and if you like one of them was like, he's like, oh, you're already in the group, like, yeah, you're gonna perform, but it also probably made it easier for the judges to try to judge the other people instead of judging the main person, because like she's already in.
Exactly.
Like, we can judge the other people too because they're actually trying to still make it.
I liked that, and like kind of the level of moving up, like you're 1 away from being in, and like I mean, I thought that was kind of cool because, yeah, like I said, like, these people are in. We don't need to see them compete anymore. Like, it's been 10 weeks.
Especially after this, and they just literally, like, throw compliments and everything towards the people that are already the high people.
What gets me...
And then just throw, like, a bone to, like, some random person. Like, way to be there.
Hey, you smiled really good right in this moment. So, okay.
Way to give good face.
4 Walls was the good first one. They did well. Song was protected, but still did well. Juri did incredible. I thought she's the best. I thought she's the best one. Foucault was Fuko's very good because Fuko's always very good. So Four Walls is pretty. It was good.
Then we got. I'm pretty sure the next one was.
Was it the rapping one?
Yeah, the rapping one. My gosh, what a stage!
This was a freaking awesome stage.
Goodness gracious!
They both did great.
This is like the craziest stage ever. There were swords.
I just want to know where they got this pyrotechnic budget because there was fire everywhere.
It was nuts.
And Yuju and Coco, it was really good. But
that was probably one of the best stages I've seen.
I can remember
since Snake.
Since Snake and WJS and
oh well, that was just my alternate experience. That's not even a stage. That was just a moment I transcended.
I will say I'll like never forget that one because it was like so good and so crazy. But no, this one was incredible. It was a really good performance, one of the best I can remember from an elimination show. And Coco and Yuju did really good. But what's annoying is that from the very beginning, it's just literally like the Coco show.
Yeah, that's how
all the comments, all the judges, all the people they show in the crowd with their signs. It's like, even this during the song, it's just like Coco, and like it's like, okay, well, I mean, I knew you probably weren't gonna win when you got your matchup, Yuju, but you have no hope here. Like
that's what we were saying too when we were watching it. It's like Yuri and Yuju, Sujung, Juwon. No matter how good you do, you're just destined to lose.
You're just not. You're not gonna
make it.
Like every single judge was praising Coco during the song. They didn't say. It always gets me, which I guess it's just how it's edited because again, it's what they want you to see. Is when they don't say one thing about the other people.
Not even like, oh hey.
Not even like.
Especially when there's only two of them.
Not like exactly.
And the dancing was so like five, bogus. So maybe you just like mention one thing to one of them, sure. But there's two of them.
Yeah, and like.
How hard is it to acknowledge the other one?
And like Yuju's thing last week was she didn't express her dance, so she had a chance here in a rap dance, whatever, and I don't know. I guess we just.
And they even complimented her in the intern check.
Yeah, they said they did great.
Like, and then in this one, there's like, Coco, you did great. Coco, you're the best.
Coco, Facebook with Coco.
Coco, you really brought it. And then it's just like, that was it. And then Yuji was just there. The best part is, oh my gosh. So, when they actually were doing like evaluations at the end, the best is just watching Yuju's face the whole time. Because you could tell in her face, she's just like, you're just like, this shit's so rigged.
She has that little edge to her that she's had the whole show, and that's why she's like my favorite person.
It reminded me of
she's just like competitive, and you can see it.
Doa on Girls Planet.
Yeah.
Whenever it came to stuff, you could see her. She was like smirking because she knew she's like this is so rigged.
Yeah.
Like, this is bogus.
It was literally an impossible feat for her to win, but it was a really good stage. I mean, Coco did a good job. It's just when it's like so thrown in your face, you're like over it. You're like, okay, like this isn't.
This is more of a pushed agenda than when Diane was on Girls Planet.
I think so.
And they went to Diane's house to visit her mom.
With the group that didn't even have Diane in it. And I'm like, wow, we really love your daughter.
And then they went to her family's restaurant.
Yeah, you know what?
Show us where she grew up. Where's her children's photos?
A little fucked up there.
It's weird. It was messed up.
Yeah, it was
I love Diane now, but
oh my gosh, we love Diane.
That was still one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
Saw Diane, so no
we
hate.
But we see her twice, actually.
Pretty weird.
It was real weird.
Yeah, so that stage was really great. It was, I mean, just inevitably the Coco show, but
if I go say watch one stage in this, go watch this stage.
I loved it. It was so good.
These stupid cuts are like ridiculous now.
We need to petition.
I'm so mad about these.
We need to start a petition.
It's like they rewound the same moment 6 times to play. I'm like, is the song even song even over yet?
Yeah, we need to replay the Coco moment so everyone can say something nice about her doing this. Like, it's just so let the song play. Like, I get some crowd reactions in there, but like. We don't need all these cuts. It just it ruins the flow of the song. Like I want to see the flow of the song and like how it goes.
But that was a good stage.
It was good. It was the best one. It was my favorite one.
Then after that we had the dance stage.
And yes. We did. You're right.
And from the beginning of that, let me tell you, it was the Jimin show.
Jimin and the girls.
Yeah, honestly.
Jimin and
I don't even know why the other girls are even bothering.
I don't even know who was there. Sorry, guys.
Gosh, it was.
I rooted for Jimin early on. I don't really. These last few weeks, I don't really root for her anymore.
I don't either.
Sorry, all the stands out there. I don't know.
I mean, she's gonna make it. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that was the number one person. I'm like, why does she compete anymore? Get her off the show. She's in the group. You made it. Congratulations. You're in I-LAND2. Like, it's just all focused on her.
And that was like the Money Lisa one, and the whole thing with that really was. The first part was May was apparently voted by every single person as the worst member of the group.
Gosh, that was so mean.
And then she started crying. And then everyone's like, I'm sorry, I was mean to you. I didn't mean it. Like, you're good. I was like, okay. Well, she never does anything to anybody. She's just kind of there doing her thing.
I never thought she was a bad dancer.
She never, like, does bad. She never, like, does spectacular.
Yeah.
But she is a pretty face, and she does what she needs to do. So
she might be the prettiest face there. I don't know. Like,
and then there was the second side story of, or arguably, May was the side story. Of Jiyoon and Sabi not being able to be bad girls, so they couldn't get the bad girl vibe down.
Yeah, for the money dance.
To really let the music speak to them and fill their bodies.
Yeah, that's what they had to learn. And Coco came and helped them.
Oh, thank God Coco was there.
I know, right? It's amazing.
Or this never would have happened for us.
The
big three. Literally the big three. They're all the tallest members of the group.
They are. That is a good point. Yeah, she came and helped them in their room. Or
I guess technically it was her room too.
She was there too, so she had to help.
And I feel kind of bad because we know, based off the show itself that we've been watching now for 10 weeks, 2 very, very good dancers were there the whole time in Soo-jung and Ju-won, and both of them are kind of relegated to very small background parts.
Yeah, it's
based off how the higher picks
it's over.
They wanted to do.
I'm sorry, all the fellow Soo-jung fans. It's over.
Because they both kill it every time. And then, of course, they hyped up Soo-jung and like, oh, she's going to love doing this. She was part of the street woman fight. Like, she's meant to be a dancer,
we did, because we didn't know that, right?
Yeah, I know. And then she got, like, part 5.
Yeah, because of, like, it's just, this, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, really, I will say the one thing about Mai is, like, if you say she's the worst, make sure you put a heart by the name, because that makes it better. Like, there was, like, worst person, Mai, with 2 hearts. I'm like, that's so funny. Like, don't worry, like, I still love you, but you were the worst person.
And yeah, and then, like, Sabi and Jimin went from not being able to dance the song with enough feeling or emotion to, like, apparently being the greatest dancers on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
The only hip-hop dancers known to man, like, 1 million studio quality dancers.
Soo-jung has just had a really tough show.
And then Soo-jung legit, she did her part, and what did the judge say to her? She's like, oh, she's offbeat.
Yeah,
in like one part.
Well, they pretty much point out she's one of the ones that they're not nice to. She gets really graded so hard by the judges every single week. Like, they're not forgiving to her at all. And it, like, kind of flows over to the stage and they just don't even care about her anymore. I don't know why. I mean, she's a great dancer and done a really good job, but they just point out so many of her mistakes. I feel like it's hurt her and she's just dropped off. Like, it's just...
The best is...
She just gets graded so hard from them.
During, like, the final eliminations, too, her and Ju-won both were just like, this is the joke.
Yeah, they were just standing there like... And Ju-won was good the whole time. She
actually does really good. If you go back and watch all their stages, she always has, like, a main kind of center part at some point, and she always does super good. Like, I mean, she's...
I just thought it
was... Overall, a good idol on the show.
Yeah.
A trainee on the show.
Like, she... Her
and Gary both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really solid. I just think that the fact that they, like, ranked everyone, got a score of 77, all of them 3 got 77, I was like... That just shows that they do not care about them at all. Like,
yeah, the judges gave all the final little vote thing. They all got 7.
You know, they all looked at each other. I mean, if the judges are actually even voting for this, who knows? But they're just like, yeah. Did anyone remember? No. Okay, 77.
And then Sabi got like
just give him a 77.
An 80 something, and Jima got like a
97.
Yeah,
100 was your highest possible score.
Literally 20 higher.
97, and you know, I thought she did do a good job, but it's just so set up for her to do a good job. That I'm like, you better actually like pull something off now, like, and actually be like the star of the show. Because
I mean, she's been good, but she's not done anything that's like wowed me. And I'm like, wow, you are like
everything is just pushing and like pointing to her and made for her to be like the strong character in the thing. So it's like it's about time you kind of do a good dance. I mean, 97, she was the highest of the day.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the Jimin show, and then. Pretty much talk about how the other people suck, and then they didn't really even mention them, and then the Sabi learning how to dance, and then essentially the Sabi fall off, because that's kind of what happened.
And then the last one was the vocal one, the matchup everyone was waiting for.
Yep.
And then they hyped it up, and after all this stuff, they like showed like a clip of them like making up.
Yeah.
And Jiyoon has finally come full circle, and she is now a hero.
Yeah, she apologized.
And she apologized to basically just like, I'm going to be the bigger person, say, hey, I messed up. Let's be friends again, Jungeun. We can bro it out. Let's do a good job out here. And now they're friends again.
I gotta say,
Or at least on the show they're friends. I don't know if they ever were not friends. So.
Yeah, I don't really know either. I mean, the way it was, for what our eyes were supposed to see, they were not. And, like, Jungeun would not talk to her, and then Jiyoon would not talk to Jungeun because she was angry. And then, but she did apologize with kind of the flow of the show and how it all went down. She should have been the one to apologize, and she did.
And
I just thought it was...
Arc. She's now the number one idol on the show.
Is she going to get a vote? I don't know. Who knows anymore?
She's the number one.
I don't know if I can vote for Soojung anymore because that's a lost cause.
She's the number one trainee in the hearts of the K-pop Kimchi podcast.
America is behind her.
Cannot wait to go see her in LA.
Man, it always sucks eating your words, but here we are.
I really can't say I'm eating my words.
It happens all the time.
I called this out on episode 1.
So. Happens all the time. It was really funny, though, because after the interim check, they're, like, still practicing in separate rooms. And Jungeun was on, like, the second floor.
Oh, yeah, that's the dumbest thing.
And she's, like, singing by herself in the little room. And there's, like, a big window that looks down where they sit, where the meta ball is. If you haven't seen the show, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Jiyoon, like, came over and was, like, staring at her up and just, like, looking at her singing in the thing. It was, like so...
Romeo looking at Juliet.
It was, like, so unnecessarily dramatic of, like, oh, my gosh, what are we doing? And then she eventually went up the stairs and got Jungeun. And then they had to go downstairs.
Yeah, I was like, why would you just go talk to her in the room?
The couch of friendship and talk to each other. But
and they both, like, sat across from each other awkwardly.
Yeah, it was still awkward. But they did... I guess whatever it is now, it's all good. So, there we go.
It's kind of weird, too, because when I see it, I forget that Jiyoon's a couple years older than Jungeun is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, like a few years, yeah.
Yeah, like 2 or 3, I think.
That's pretty crazy.
So, I guess it probably means a lot to her for the older person.
That's true. That's true. It's your fault.
Yeah, I know you messed up. Hey, I'm sorry, let's be friends again. I forget, sometimes I forget just watching this. They're all like a very vast array of ages.
I know, I do too. They're just kind of there. They're just all competitors doing whatever.
But yeah, she's older than her, so I mean, it's probably meant a lot for her to like come talk to her and be okay. I'm sorry.
True. So they did that, and then it showed them practicing in the same room because now they're buddies.
And then they went and did their show or performance, killed it. They both sounded great. Not gonna lie, the lyrics of the song are kind of dumb.
Yeah, that song's stupid. I'm sorry, Beyonce people, but that song's dumb. It's an old song, I know, but it's a stupid song.
So. They did that.
I mean, they did good. Again, it's like the singing ones, and they did good, and there was no obvious mess ups. So
everyone hit the high notes that apparently they couldn't hit because
like at all in
practice.
They
had to go through like dad training with Jiyoon, so she could like yell
like,
for her dad.
Buff dad with pop punk hair.
Yeah, like, so that was kind of weird.
Who knows? Yeah,
somehow they got that to work out. They did great, like always.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got judged later on, and they got picked and voted by the fans in person. Somehow. Jungeun was number 11.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Second
I do
to
not
last.
Understand.
Those fans
like I get for
do
some
not
reason
like her.
Korea does not like her for
they
some reason.
They do not like her at all.
I do not get it. I don't understand why. I feel extremely bad for her because she like is the most deserving one to be in this group. Like she's like the most ready person to be in this group.
Yeah.
And they were like burying her so hard. She's literally falling from being like number 1 for like the first 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
To being like number 5 to go into the elimination, and ever since then she's like dropped off, and she went from like 8 last week or whatever, or what was she was like? Was she 4 maybe? Then she went to 8.
Yeah, in like one episode.
Because her and G switched.
Like, she dropped like a lot,
and then she went from 8 to number 10, which is basically what we found out. There's 2 people getting eliminated.
Yeah,
I don't know why you're doing that with 1 episode left, but there's 2 people getting eliminated. She's almost in elimination range.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically she is because she's number. She was number 11 there for a minute.
All I know is when they started going to this like crowd voting thing, the live crowd voting, they show no love to her
at all.
And she has done great both stages.
She's done great at everything.
I thought the last stage, whatever our last live one was, I thought she might have been the best of everyone. Like I thought she did really good, but that was when it was shocking to see like what like.
And then the point difference between her.
What are they watching?
Her and Jiyoon is like ridiculous.
Oh, it was because Jiyoon scored really high.
I mean, they both did good, but it's like. Did Jiyoon really do like 30 to 40 points better than Jungeun? Yeah, I think she
was
did?
In the 90s.
Like it was ridiculously different.
I don't remember exactly Jungeun's score, but it was not. It was...
Because after that...
It was low.
Jiyoon was good enough to be like number 2, and Jungeun was number 11.
11, yeah. Second to last.
Ridiculous. And then what's crazy is we came to like the judges' votes to go into it.
Yeah.
And they also voted her extremely low compared to Jiyoon.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I really just don't understand.
And that was when 24 had the comment that made... I don't no idea what he was saying. Like, remember he had that comment to her, and it was like... Then they showed the clip of her singing, and it was fine. I just...
Oh, it's just like, are you okay?
He's like, are you okay? And you were able to show the emotions in the song, but I hope you can do that moving forward. We're like, what? And then she got a super low score.
Yeah, 24 makes some weird comments.
Yeah, he says weird stuff, and I don't know if some of his translations error, but he's weird.
Yeah, he says some weird, like, philosophical stuff.
He's weird.
He speaks like acrylic poems.
Yeah, I hate him.
But, yeah, I don't... The amazing amount of hate on Jungeun, I just don't understand it.
The fall-off's been crazy for what reason? No idea.
All I know is, if she... I think I said this last week. If she is not in the group by the end of this, biggest mistake ever.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know.
By any K-pop show to ever exist.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's just, like, shocking because you're like, what is she supposed to do? Like, what are you supposed to do? Oh,
I mean, she doesn't mess up when she does her live shows.
Yeah, you go out there and have a killer performance. What?
You make up with Jiyoon. Maybe everyone will vote for her now because
yeah, maybe since they're friends, she'll come back and have a even though she was kind of never the one to like. I don't know. Jiyoon was the one that was like burning the bridge. I don't know.
I don't know. The whole thing's just kind of weird.
Jiyoon was the one with the attitude, and she was the one that apologized, but yeah,
she's the one that won over the hearts of America in this house.
Yeah, she was the one that was still extremely popular for being super negative and not practicing, and
that is kind of crazy.
I mean, she is way better now, to be honest, but she had a horrible attitude early in the show. Didn't want to practice, hated Jungeun, like had an attitude, had all these bad looks, and she's still fine. So
I just don't understand.
Nice guys finished last.
It really does. It makes no sense.
Who was last? I forgot. Was it Jiwon? I don't remember who 12 was, or was it Sujung?
I know
she was down there too.
I know in the first one it was Sujung.
Yeah, I think she was last. I think she stayed. I think she stayed last.
But then we got our final rankings and our top members.
Yeah.
And our number 1 member now is Coco.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Jimin. Number 3 is Jiyoon. Number 4 is Fuko. Number 5 is Guri. Number 6 is Sarong. Number 7 Sabi. Number 8 is Yuju. Number 9 is Mai. Number 10 is Jungeun. Number 11 is Jiwon. And undeservedly, number 12 is Sujung.
That's so bogus that Sujung is 12. Like, that's insane. She's like the best dancer in the whole show.
And then we found out at the end of this, I think I said already, there's going to be 2 eliminations for some reason. So they're going down to 10 members
next week we're going down to 10.
The last episode. And all I got to say is, I'm sorry, Sujung and Jiwon.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Although, honestly, if it's based off the freaking Korean votes, Jungeun might not be there going into the finale.
I don't know, man.
That would be the biggest fumble
so
in
weird.
the history of K-pop.
It doesn't make sense. It's so weird. They kind of made a big deal because Sabi's fallen. But that's just because she helped Coco so much early on.
She's getting out-Sabi'd by Coco. That's all you can really say.
Yes, that is the quote. That's it right there.
Coco's just being the better Sabi right now. Because Sabi was the golden child for a while.
And she helped coached her up, and now her student's passing her. And Sabi's kind of fallen off a little bit. I mean, she's one away from being in the group, so it's not that bad. But she did fall out at the top. So, but then again, no eliminations today, so everyone's still there.
Also, I just want to say my disappointment with the fact that Song messed up and still got a high vote from the judge. Even though she's the last, but she's still got a pretty good score from the judges. Yeah. And she's a member right now in the top 6.
Yeah. Very noticeable mistake. I don't really remember what Jiwon, Mai, or Sujung, they didn't really say anything to them. They didn't say anything. They just gave them 77s.
Pretty much.
And they made the whole thing about Mai, struggling, and they never even gave her, a little redemption moment yet. I guess it could still happen, but...
Also, shout out to Taeyang for noticing and calling out Gary for being amazing.
Yeah, that was actually the most real moment of the show. That was good, because she finally got some flowers, and it's from the most important person on the show, so...
Yeah, and she's, in the top 6 still.
Yeah, she's doing good.
She's been in the top 6 for,
she's doing
the whole second part of the show.
She honestly might make it.
After she surprisingly made it into the final 12.
She might make it, so yeah, that was a good comment from Taeyang. That actually, made sense. And you're right. You compliment the person who does a good job and is consistent, and works hard. It only makes sense.
You'd think.
So, yeah, that was pretty much our episode today.
And then we're going
Just
to get some more stuff
more
next
numbers,
week.
more rankings, and we'll see what happens next week.
2 eliminations.
And we have some more like performance stuff that they have to put together or something.
They have to like make their own performance stage for like the last final evaluation thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have final eliminations, I guess.
Yeah. We still have our live voting for like 4 or 5 more days.
I go vote for people, but at the same time, I'm like, do my 6 votes really matter?
Yeah, until someone actually wins by like a vote.
I mean,
what's going to happen?
None of them are even close.
Yeah, I don't know. All my favorite people, it's not looking good, so that's solid.
It's like, oh, wow. Jungeun finished with 700,000, and then 7th place finished with 5.6 million.
Yeah,
Like, well, thank God.
Well,
Use my 6 votes on Jungeun.
My meatballs did not help.
Yeah, I don't know. This show's kind of teetering on. I do not want to watch it anymore.
All my faves are falling off.
The rigging
Except Fuko. Good job, Fuko. But you're pretty solid, so I think you'll be alright.
We will see at least Jimin, Coco, and Sarong in LA this year.
Yeah, Jimin for sure.
Not sure who the other 3 will be.
Coco for sure. Jiyoon for sure.
If I was a betting man, I would say they were going to be...
I'd say Sarong probably because why not?
Well, I said Sarong. I said she'd be one of the 3.
Yeah, like why not?
And then the other 3, I'm going to put my money on Fuko. Sabi's somehow going to make it back in there.
It's only one
And
away.
Jiyoon.
I definitely think Jiyoon's in there.
Sorry, Gary.
Yeah. She'll be like 7.
Sorry, Jungeun.
Pretty much all not our favorite people, so except Fuko.
I don't know. Just the way it's going.
I would vote against Jiyoon if I could.
No, what Jungeun has to do to be in the final group.
That's what I'm saying.
I just cannot imagine the way she's been.
If we just had the final elimination
right
after the debut aespa stage, would have been good.
Like, I legit don't... I don't know. If it's coming down to votes, and literally we all know that Korea is one that rules these votes, there's like no way she's...
I just don't know why they don't like her. Like, what's wrong? Like, what... I want to hear from them, the experts. What's wrong? Like, what is she doing wrong?
I swear if one more person says her visuals, I'm going to for sure...
That's rude. That's rude.
Not only that, but we literally have multiple artists in the K-pop industry right now look just like her who are very popular.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with their visuals? I don't understand.
I just don't know how that's an argument for, like... I don't know. That's like a really mean argument against like anybody. Like really, people's visuals aren't good. That's why we're not.
Especially when
they're good. Yeah, that's what's dumb. It's like,
hey, all I know is someone better pick her up off the undrafted waiver wire if she does not make it in this group extremely quick and form a group with her, because she's gonna be a star.
Yeah, she's really young, which I kind of forget sometimes because you kind of just whatever. But yeah, she'll be all right. I don't know. I thought she was kind of a lock for this, but there's still time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's real confusing.
They kind of aren't giving her like love either to try and get her votes either. Like that's the thing. Is like
they do show her a lot.
Like she's on
not
there.
really in a positive way, but they do show her.
She's kind of like I don't know. Like obviously, like
they're giving the old Tai Bing.
Yeah, they kind of.
That's what we like to call it in the biz.
They kind of just are like
binging her off,
verbally, slowly like moving her out, just because they're like showing other people. Like we don't need any more focus on Jimin. Like she's fine. Like we get it. I don't know.
I get it. She didn't make either.
This show makes me annoyed every single week.
It really does.
Just because of stupid judges. Except Tan, even though he's kind of stupid too. But he's like not even there until they actually like do stuff. He's not even there most of the time, so he's alright. But yeah, that was episode 10. Maybe it's just 10 weeks is too long.
Yeah, maybe we just need to cut it down.
Maybe we just need to make it 2.5.
Something like that.
So, but we will be here next week where we'll see
the
next one.
That's going to be really long because we have to watch it after we come back from Canada.
Yeah, we'll do that sometime. Can we...
Maybe we'll watch it Saturday.
I was like, yeah, maybe Saturday would be better.
Or Sunday or something.
Is it time to just watch it Thursday after the show? Even though it'll be pretty late. Yeah, because it's going to be... Yeah, that'd be too late because it's going to be like freaking 2 hours again, so... We'll find a time.
We'll figure
we'll definitely watch it. We'll just figure out if it's Friday or Saturday.
But yeah, so fun episode.
It's just time to look on Twitter and see what happens.
Yeah, I know, honestly. Because I guess something big's gonna happen. Because two people
just ask the Discord people. Hey, tell us what happened.
I'm just gonna phone in a friend. I'm gonna make them record the podcast for next week, and I'll put up whatever they put up.
It's like, tell us your thoughts.
But that brings us to our favorite segment, Idol
of the Week.
And I wonder who it's gonna be.
Who is yours?
Oh, it's just gonna be Dosey.
Nice.
I'm gonna go see her in like literally 5 days.
So you're gonna see her in less than a week.
That's all I think about. So
like literally, everything ticket Purple Kiss so soon.
I know.
I'm excited.
We're counting down the minutes.
We're literally almost there. Like actually almost there.
So I was like, oh my god, everyone's like, oh, it's a Friday, it's the weekend. I'm like, I just want the weekend to be over so it can be next week and I can get my 2 days out and go to the show.
It's like, okay, let's just get through those 2 work days and then boom.
Like right now, this is gonna be the longest weekend ever because I gotta wait for the weekend to be over for it to be the week so I can go. I'm
just like nervous about everything. I'm like, okay, like, let's just get to where we need to be. Like everything's set. Let's just get there.
Let's get past the border and get into Canada.
I know. We gotta remember those passports.
Yeah, we do.
That would suck. That would be the worst.
No, Dosey's gonna be my idol of the week because I'm gonna see you in a couple days and it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Almost there.
Hopefully.
Almost there.
Gonna pack my bags tonight.
Like freaking getting ready for see Santa Claus.
How about
so with our luck of just like, oh, they decided not to have a show because they hate the Toronto Raptors or some stupid reason like that. We'll be good. It's gonna be fun. My idol of the week is, someone near and dear to the podcast, and that's Dajeon from Pixie, or formerly from Pixie, because she left the group this week, and I don't know.
Here's my real question: is there even a group to leave?
That's what I was kind of wondering, and when I saw she released that note, I was like, here it is. Like, here's the announcement, But she never said that Pixie was done. She just is leaving as a member of Pixie. Dajeon was really great. I mean, when we saw him all 3 times, she's amazing, and we love her. So
she remembered who I was.
Dajeon, whatever you're gonna go do, you're gonna be amazing, and we're happy to follow you on Instagram because you post a lot. And
she does post a ton. She actually just posted 21 minutes.
She's really fun and an amazing idol, and hopefully, I don't know, with that kind of situation, I'm like, I hope you're like happy with the Pixie stuff, and I hope you didn't kind of come out of it like, wow, that sucked, what a waste. You know what I mean?
What a waste of my life.
Like I'm hoping that you like are proud of it because you did have a lot of fans, so. As far as Pixie in general, no idea what the actual status is.
Yeah, I just like I said,
she didn't say they're disbanded.
The group, and I'm like, is there even a group to leave? Like
we don't really know because they never said. Apparently, you said that Renji is like focusing on acting.
Yeah, she's like doing acting and stuff.
So that means technically, group members are like Dia, Sua, and
or at least
Lola.
She's still part of like the company, I guess technically.
I don't know. I don't know. It's all a mystery now, but Dajeon did like report that herself, so.
Yeah, that's like her own personal account. And then like, I think you sent it to me. Her, or I guess not her, but the company's like dance instructor person.
Yeah.
Like also made a thing about the group like not doing things actively.
But again, they did not say it's done.
And he said he or she, I don't know. So they couldn't like say anything earlier because of the situation with the girls. They didn't like make it worse.
But then they didn't really say anything now. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's like
my thing is they're not even a company anymore. The company doesn't exist. Like they actually don't exist.
It's just weird. Like it'd be nice if they could just say it just for the closure of it instead of just the mystery of what's actually going on.
Yeah,
so
I don't know, but yeah, it's a good call. Also, the only person who like apparently just doesn't do anything or say anything about the group ever is Sua.
Yeah, or Lola.
Lola's just like MIA.
Lola doesn't say anything.
Runji's, that's the first thing we've seen from her in a long time.
Yeah.
Sua's just like off exploring the world.
She's very active doing things, it's just like life things. Like Instagram.
Like nothing to do with being an artist, nothing to do with like Pixie, nothing to do with that kind of stuff.
At least really. She'll like some of the girls' pics, but Dia will at least post pics from like concert days and stuff, so.
And her and Dajeon are friends. They like talk all the time. They like post on each other's posts or like they're like do little videos together and stuff. So I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, I don't really know. It's kind of weird.
I don't know. Yeah, no idea where Lola is. No idea. I haven't seen the thing. But we got to hang on to our stuff because it's pretty rare now.
Extremely rare. Yeah.
So, and I think that might mean that they're not going on the K-pop Warped Tour Leo Presents thing coming up. So
we won't be able to check that one off as not being there.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, we didn't talk about that. There's like a weird like 4 group.
It's like 3 group, 1 soloist.
Yeah, I don't.
Thing that Leo Presents is doing. No idea what that's gonna be, but apparently it's gonna be a tour. They literally like made like the Vans Warped Tour logo.
It was like the most. That's the first thing I thought when I saw. I was like, why are they ripping off like
the Vans
Warped
logo?
Tour?
It's literally Warped Tour. Like it's literally the Warped Tour, and that I was triggered. But that'll be coming up, so I have no idea who they're gonna get for that. Just most likely not Pixie.
I'm just praying it's not Lightsome because I cannot spend money. I need to save my money.
I know.
I know for sure it won't be Baby Monster, so thank God.
Yeah, I don't think they're up and coming for them. You know, I think they're a little too big for that.
Now it's just going to be Baby Monster and Lightsome.
I know. It's like, you suck. And Dia soloist.
Oh, my gosh.
And then Purple Kiss and Tribe count as the 4th group.
And then it's going to be like...
You know what? Maybe we'd go to that.
It's going to be like Dia and like the rest of Pixie being the Pixies playing their songs with the ski mask on. Like when you saw Falling in Reverse.
That'd be awesome.
As the Escape the Fates.
That'd be sick.
Actually, that was like the sickest thing ever. They played the guillotine.
Maybe the whole album is sick.
But no, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. More news to come.
I mean, that's just an announcement. There's no groups or dates or anything, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that does it. Good episode.
I don't know if it's a good episode, a bad episode.
I don't know. Yeah, sorry. We kind of just like get mad at the show, and then this was like just venting. So that's, you got to put up with it because that's how we feel. So
anyway,
go vote, I guess.
And I guess if you're going to be in Toronto to see Purple Kiss, let us know because we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Hopefully.
Chicago, 26 ITZY, 27 Canada, Toronto.
We are going on the mini KPK World Tour.
For 2 days.
Cross country.
Pretty much.
But yeah, until next week when hopefully we watch the show, we'll talk to you later.
Love you guys. Peace.
Everyone silent. Listen to my money talk.